Hey everybody, we are back for game number 3 of Cruncher against Kiwikaki. This is a crucial game, Tastes. Kiwikaki is a player that everyone's like, you know what? He may take this event. But here he is. We are only into the top 28-ish of the tournament right now. Something like that, right around there. And
something like that. We're in that vicinity.
Yeah. And he may be eliminated here.
Yeah.
Just in a moment. This is an elimination match.
And to be frank, I think Cruncher won in the more impressive game. The game where it was actually pretty technical build from Kiwikaki. Cruncher basically was like, well,
Kiwikaki actually just had like a better build, whereas Cruncher, he reacted really well. He defended excellently. All right.
Well, let's see. Both players are ready. Are we going to do this?
We're just going to go, Tastes. I need to see this PvP. See if Kiwikaki will remain in the tournament.
Head here at MLG. Kiwikaki against Cruncher. Let's see who's going to move on. It's the rubber match here at MLG. The countdown has started. The game is loading. Let's do this. All right, over here in the blue we have Cruncher. Very impressive thus far. He was playing a lot actually early on.
Yeah.
In the beta and everything like that.
Oh, absolutely. He's been around for quite a while, Tasteless, but just recently becoming good.
Yes, down here in the bottom left we have Kiwikaki. It's a one-on-one map, Xelanaga Caverns. No idea at this point in time who's going to win.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but I do have to say from watching Nanawa versus Cruncher that, this is a map where Cruncher can be very, very tricky. Sometimes he does extremely metagamed out tricky builds, such as your probe is in his base, and he makes his second gas, and he chases your probe out, and then he 4-gates you. I've even seen things such as he takes your gas and his gas, which always means Blink Stalker, and then he 4-gates you. And it's like, that is obviously not an optimal 4-gate, but it's going to force Kiwikaki to react and be like, okay, most likely this is a Blink Stalker build. So I can't wait to see if he does something like that, if Kiwikaki is ready for something like that as well.
Gateway on the way here.
Just very standard. Kiwikaki preferring in most of these games to get just a slightly later gateway. If you get your gateway on 12 in PvP, you have to wait a moment to make your 13th probe. Yeah. But if you get it on 13, it just kind of flows better economically. But the 12 gate is a little bit more common. It's better at defending proxy gates and
we don't see it in professional matches, but people do occasionally 2-gate in PvP.
Absolutely.
And, if you're laddering, that's one way to kind of cope with that, is to just get it on 12.
Certainly. And if you're going to 4-gate, that getting it a little bit quicker is actually going to be better. So just something to keep in mind. So we're going to see just very standard build orders, and the first place we'll see at DVA is, do you get a Zealot or do you wait for your Stalker? And if you're waiting for your Stalker, are you going to get that second gateway? If you get the Zealot, you will not get the second gateway.
Exactly. I mean, spending the minerals on that second gateway, or on that first Zealot, is going to allow you to have some defense, but of course you're not getting the optimal number of structures later on in the game. Now, PvP is probably, well, actually, I'm not even going to say probably, is our shortest matchup thus far in StarCraft 2.
Yes, it is, very much is. Yep. And historically, it's been the least forgiving. You will not really see a PvP comeback. It has to be the strangest circumstance to see that. Now, Kiwikaki has gotten his second gas while Cruncher's probe is sitting there, so he's going to go ahead and do the 3-Stalker rush. If you want to see a tutorial on that, check it out at youtube.com/ArtosisTV. I did a little tutorial on how to execute this build and stop 4-gates with it while teching up quickly. It's an excellent build, actually.
It's a great build.
One of my favorites.
I think it's one of the best builds, top 3.
Absolutely, I would agree with you.
In PvP.
Yep. So we see up in Cruncher's base, Tasteless, that he has also gotten his second gas, but he did make that one Zealot. So kind of interesting the way these guys are approaching this thus far. And ooh, Cruncher with a Robo. So he sees the double gas and counters this with the Robo. Now here's the thing. If Kiwikaki had played tricky, and after getting the probe out, stops mining that gas in 4-gates, Cruncher loses. He will not hold. But Kiwikaki is not, in fact, doing that. So that is one of the interesting things with these builds, where you have to just be like, well, is he going to mine that gas or isn't he?
Yeah. Exactly. Then we got 2 more gateways coming in here. By the way, I know what a Kiwi is, but what is a Kaki?
I have no idea.
I want to know.
Well, khakis are like pants, right?
Well, if that's the case, if I was his teammate, I'd be Kiwikaki. Capri. No, I want to know that. What is a khaki?
I don't know, man. We should ask him.
We should.
We'll try. And we see trying to get up here to scout. Looks like he will die. Now, some interesting things are occurring, Tasteless. Kiwikaki is doing the safest robo build, which is the 3-stalker rush with 3 gateways into a robo. There it is. Cruncher, on the other hand, made his robo instantly. And, of course, that's risky because if Kiwikaki changes what he was doing and goes 4-gate, then he dies. But now Cruncher is ahead because he has rushed right to that robo. He has more robo production time. He's spent less money on the gateway units, which are weaker as well. Takes down that stalker. Nice move by Kiwikaki. But Cruncher right now is the player that's ahead. He's taken that small risk, and it has paid off in dividends.
Here we see the robotics bay on the way here. He's going to crank out one Colossus. And as you can see, robotics bay slightly behind here. The big question is going to be who's going to expand first at this point in time. It does look like it should be Cruncher, simply because he has 2 gateways compared to Kiwikaki's 3.
Quite true.
Soon to be 4.
So Kiwikaki is basically doing the same build that he did in game number 1.
Right.
He's going to go ahead and just put on insane pressure and try to kill his opponent. And it's a good build, Tasteless. I mean,
I like this build.
I call
really
it all
do.
in because, well, it pretty much is all in. But normally, if you execute perfectly, you'll be able to kill someone.
It's the same as 3 gateway Dragoon Reaver.
Yeah, it's quite similar to that.
It's essentially in the same vein where, you know, it gets a little bit funky if you both are doing the same thing. But if you're trying to get greedy, which may occur here with Cruncher, especially after the first game, you know, kind of deflecting that pretty complicated rush, he may pull through here. We'll see.
Ooh, the observer of Cruncher going to get away. Killing each other's observers in this matchup can be absolutely huge.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, you make observers from the same location. You make warp prisms, the Colossus Immortals.
Yeah.
That if you lose that,
and it costs 75 gas.
Exactly.
That is a lot of gas in this matchup. That is, you know, almost a sentry. It's over a stalker. It's part of a Colossus.
Now,
I like your little nerd.
My little cartoon wolf giggle.
Yep. Oh, and Cruncher loses observer. He might
want to go back into this region over here.
I think that observer may be doomed. Tasteless has to sit there at least.
He might be okay if he stays right here. Yeah, you can put a medevac there too.
He's found a good location. Cruncher. Ooh, I've seen this before, Tasteless, actually.
Look at this.
This is awesome to see. Okay.
Look at Cruncher.
You have to execute this perfectly when you play like this. This is actually a build that a few Protosses on the North American server do, where you get that extra gas because you actually, this is not obstructed by minerals. You don't really care about minerals that much with this build. All you care about is how many Colossi you can actually get. You know, you want some Stalkers mixed in. That's why we see so many Zealots, because you have all these extra minerals. So Cruncher is going to have to play very defensive here. He's getting some extra gas, and he has to hit his timings just perfectly. And look at this. We have an engagement. Cruncher does have the 2 Colossi.
Now note, if Kiwikaki can occupy this location right around here, he can take out this this Vespian gas, or geyser assimilator, essentially, and he could put his opponent in a difficult position. Right now, Cruncher has to wait for Thermal Lance to finish.
Now, one thing I do want to point out is that Cruncher, he has gotten some extra gas. They made the... they spent basically the same amount of gas other than that, though. 2 sentries for Kiwikaki, a sentry and an immortal for Cruncher. So he has mined a little bit of extra gas. It's a very, very close game right now. But Kiwikaki is trying to be very aggressive. Here he goes, poking with those Colossus. And this is what Kiwikaki loves to do. He loves to poke and micro with his ranged Colossus. He loves to rush those.
Right now, as you can see, Cruncher almost supply blocked here. And he's going to lose his pylon here, which will put him in the negative. You can see he tries to save it for the last second. Now, one thing to note in this situation is the micro of the Immortal is so pivotal in this, because that's going to be the one unit that can assassinate
oh my god, Cruncher going for it. This is not the right time to go for it. I think he does have the 3 Colossus, so it may work out because of that. His Immortal running around, really not getting many shots off. And Kiwikaki, will you be able to hold this? Oh my god, it looks like Kiwikaki may be in some trouble. That 1 extra Colossus turned the tide of that battle, Tasteless, even though Kiwikaki had many, many more units. Great targeting by Cruncher. And this is bad, man. Kiwikaki right now is shaking in his boots. Cruncher has the Colossus advantage. That is absolutely gigantic. Well, now Kiwikaki does catch up with his 4 Colossus, but more units on Cruncher's side.
Cruncher is really impressing me here. He's a very good player. You got to respect this.
Yeah, you know, it's actually so close right now. Let me give you guys some unit counts. Cruncher has 4 more probes at 32 against 28. He has 2 less zealots, but he has an additional stalker, and he has an immortal where there are no immortals for Kiwikaki. His Colossus production is a little bit quicker as well. He's staying up on Colossus, but just barely. Like, he has 5, Kiwikaki has 4. The 5th will be coming out soon.
You know what's interesting is you can see Cruncher actually wants to return with his own aggression here. He's making pylons in the middle of the map. Clearly, Kiwikaki also not interested.
Oh my god, here we go. It's a choke tasteless, and they're going after it. 5 Colossus for Cruncher. He's just a little bit up on those Colossi, and Cruncher looks like he may be able to take out Kiwikaki. Kiwikaki with just the Colossus
Beautiful.
left. Uh-oh, Kiwikaki looking like he is going to die tasteless. I'm getting some nerd chills right now because Cruncher is moving forward. He has that additional stalker. He has more shields on his Colossi. Kiwikaki's are clumped up right now. He's going to take a lot of splash damage. He has to be very, very careful. Oh my god, Kiwikaki having to run away, taking extra hits. Better spreading by Cruncher thus far. Kiwikaki trying to spread out, and the Zealots coming in for Cruncher. Kiwikaki looking like he is going to be dead.
Cruncher.
Wow.
I got to say, seeing Kiwikaki go down like this, I'm surprised, but I'm much more impressed by Cruncher here.
Yeah.
He is taking out a Titan here, and this is actually game here. The Colossi
they can't get
are
away.
going to just be cornered.
They're
going down John's common knowledge hallway. Everybody knows about that.
Yeah, man. Where are they going to hide?
Where are they going to hide? You going to hide over here? They might as well walk down the cliff. This is Stalker's chasing some Colossus here. This is game. I would expect GG any second. Kiwikaki knows it's over. GG.
Wow. Wow. Well, Kiwikaki has been eliminated from the event tasteless. That's it. He's out.
Look, Cruncher is pretty good.
He is.
This is a guy I would bump into in the ladder every once in a while. This is not like a ladder point joke. Like literally, I would bump into him in the ladder. I knew he was good. I didn't know he had this much potential. Now, he was really qualified to be this far. Go ahead.
I want to just point out a couple little things. Sure. Cruncher, of course, took that risk and got his robe up a little bit quicker. He had just 1 more Colossus in each battle. That's huge. Now, Kiwikaki did have more units, but again, that extra Colossus played a huge role. He barely came out on top in that one battle because Kiwikaki had so many gateway units.
Let's theory crap for a second because this match makes me curious. Do you think if Kiwikaki sees his opponent is only on 1 base, does he really need to push out and engage? If it's 1 base versus 1 base, if you push out, your opponent's always going to have more than you because of the travel distance.
Yeah, the travel distance of the Colossus.
Exactly.
And
it seems like Kiwikaki should just kind of
tasteless.
He should just stay back.
He loves.
There's nothing that necessitates that.
He loves to push and harass things like pylons, like we saw. But after that, he should be coming back because there's a travel distance, as you said. You should not be able to break your opponent when it's 1 base, 1 base. You're both going Colossus. You have a similar amount of Colossus. You should not be able to break him. You should be able to make an arc at home where he has no good place to attack you. You have the surface area advantage. He's too clumped, and you win because of Colossus Splash. All right. That's the perfect way.
All right, guys, we're going to go to a quick little break here. We'll be back soon when the next match is ready. I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. We're going to have a little bit more coffee. It's early in the morning here at MLG in Columbus, Ohio. We'll see you again in just a little bit.